So, Stuart, and the problems being faced in Essex are being faced by just about every council in our region at the moment, and this is nothing to do with the new government. These decisions to shed jobs were taken earlier this year after councils received their grant from the last government. Now, the expectation here is that the Conservatives won't be any more generous. Indeed, many Conservative MPs believe that local government is large and cumbersome and ripe for plucking, so I'm afraid there are going to be more job losses in the future. People keep saying that frontline services won't be affected, but even if that's true, that's not much consolation if you're in a back office job.
And there was some good news today, though, for some more of our MPs.
Yes, we learnt this afternoon that Mark Prisk, the Conservative MP for Hertford and Stortford, has been promoted. He's been made Business and Enterprise Minister. And perhaps the most interesting appointment, announced just over an hour ago, involves the Liberal Democrat MP Norman Lamb. He's become Chief Parliamentary and Political Advisor to the Deputy Prime Minister. That's quite a promotion for the health spokesman, and it means that in effect he is now Nick Clegg's deputy with a very important brief.
It's to help to make sure that the coalition works effectively. Inevitably, two parties coming together, this is unheard of in the post-war period. We're in new territory here. We've got to make sure that it works effectively.
So a very diplomatic and behind-the-scenes role there for Norman Lamb. You could say that if the coalition now fails, it was his fault. Now, here at Westminster, it's been the official start of term today, and I have to say there's a very different atmosphere about this place, mainly because we've got so many new MPs. There's a whole new generation which has come in, young, enthusiastic, untainted by expenses, and not cynical yet about politics. Many of those who I've spoken to honestly believe that they can make a difference here. Now, a third of our MPs are brand new. The third of the MPs from our region are new, and this is their first week getting themselves sorted out. One of them is Andrea Leadsom, the MP for South Northamptonshire. Joel Mapp spent the day with her.
At the Houses of Parliament, even those who stand guard are struggling to get to grips with all the new faces.
The trouble is there's so many, lots to memorise.
One of those new MPs is Andrea Leadsom, setting off from Milton Keynes station for her first proper week in Westminster. Scared of claiming expenses, she pays for her own ticket.
I've got a whole list of things I need to sort out, and I've just got to work my way through it. So I'm going down to London with a huge sense of purpose.
She constantly checks emails on her phone, both on the train and in the taxi. They're from constituents worried about plans for a high-speed rail line, and from parliamentary secretaries wanting a job.
For me as a new MP, I'm really looking for somebody with experience so they can show me the ropes.
Andrea Leadsom's first stop is to drop off her suitcase at a London flat, sparsely decorated and still littered with paint pots.
Under the MP's expenses, we could probably just about get a studio flat. Well, with 3 children and sometimes a nanny staying, that's just not going to work. So we took the view we were going to buy our own place and fund it ourselves, so there won't be any cost to the taxpayer.
Then it's back on those emails before using the offices in Portcullis House.
Just about to go in and try and find some House of Commons headed notepaper. Then I'm going to be interviewing 2 people who want to be parliamentary assistant.
Later, Andrea Leadsom ventures into the Palace of Westminster itself.
I've discovered how to log in remotely to my parliamentary laptop, and I've been to the post office to ask if I can pick up my mail from there. And apparently there's a pile of it like this after a whole week. I feel I know what some of the pictures are and who the different statues are of, but actually working here I haven't got to grips with it all yet. I mean, I'm kind of wandering around wondering where the loo is and no signpost, so you're kind of constantly asking for directions. We don't have offices yet, that's going to be a while, so we're hot desking and we're sort of up in the attic. I mean, it's actually, for anyone who's read the books, it's just like Hogwarts. It's been a lifelong ambition, since I was 13 years old, and having got here is quite incredible.
But now the really hard work begins. Joel Mapp, BBC Look East, Westminster.
And just picking up on what Andrea Leadsom was saying, it's actually very frustrating for the new MPs that they don't have offices at the moment, and it's actually quite funny wherever you go in the Palace of Westminster at the moment. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to film any of this. You come across MPs squatting on the edges of sofas or trying to find room in empty committee rooms just while they can use their laptops and their mobiles while they desperately wait for offices. It is quite funny. It is frustrating, though, because these new MPs do want to start work, do want to start helping their constituents, and do want to start hiring staff, but they will have to possibly wait for up to a month for new offices. The new MPs from our region will be sworn in later this week.
Andrew, thank you very much.
Still to come tonight, the cricketing youngsters hoping to follow Detectives are trying to reassure parents after rumours circulated on the internet that a gang of 3 men are trying to abduct children in Ipswich. Messages have been sent by text and posted on a social networking site.
Castle Hill School in Ipswich. Here, 8 days ago, a man tried but failed to abduct a child. A day later, a boy reported a similar attempt, this time outside Moorland Primary School. A few days later, another boy reported a man trying to entice him into his car nearby. But Daryl Sarrett's wife is one of scores of parents who've received text messages warning that a gang of 3 men travelling in several vehicles are on the prowl. Claims which have also appeared on Facebook.
My wife received the text on Sunday afternoon from another parent, and she was quite shocked. And yeah, it is concerning, and she was quite concerned, and she obviously showed me the text.
Ken Marrable is head teacher at Moorland Primary School. He immediately contacted the police when informed of the attempted abduction outside his school. He's written to parents to tell them the facts and reassure them. The rumours circulating have amazed him.
Quite bizarre, to be absolutely honest, that we are very aware of children's safety. As I said, that safeguarding is paramount in any school today. But the speed and the inaccuracy that has taken hold on this story is quite unbelievable.
Suffolk police say they're investigating 3 attempted abductions in Ipswich, each involving a single man in his 50s seen driving a dark-coloured car.
I am concerned by some of these messages, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to stop members of the public from contacting us where they are concerned about a suspicious incident. I encourage people to phone us, but please be aware that there are some of these messages which can frustrate the investigation, obviously.
Many schools have stepped up security in recent days. The police say people should be vigilant, but not unduly alarmed. Richard Daniel, BBC Look East, Ipswich.
A man has been jailed for at least 18 years for the murder of a gay hairdresser. Simon Amers was stabbed repeatedly at his home in Ipswich. Rodney Greenland was on bail accused of racially aggravated assault when he carried out the killing. The police have been given more time to question 5 men who were arrested after a gun scare outside Chantry High School in Ipswich. A car crashed near the school yesterday and eyewitnesses reported seeing men with guns. The area was sealed off and several weapons were found nearby. Tributes have been paid